Love you, baby. You're beautiful.
A couple of years, things may change when all the kids grow up and start wearing ties and going to the polls.
You ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
Anybody in the audience, sir, would you come forward and give your name and address for the record?
But of course, my name is Billy Crone, and my address is 6633 Wed Street.
Okay guys, we're going up to Merriam, Kansas for a video from Public Meetings. He has been actually targeted for his support of Dr. Justin Spies against his illegal arrest at the Merriam
Community Center. On February 24th, I spoke here about the incident that Merriam employees Anna Slocum and Aaron Simmons caused at our community center. The incident drew both national and local attention, as you know. While people had different views, I encouraged all, even those who I disagreed with, to come here and speak at this podium or to the official channels on our city website. Last week, however, a disturbed Ward 4 resident retaliated against me, not through debate, but by contacting my HOA board. His goal was to punish me for lowering the barriers to civic participation. And I wish I was joking, but that is what we talked for a while, and that was what he thought I did wrong, was making it too easy for people to use the public contact info about for our city. In his own words, caught on camera in front of my neighbors, and I'll make clear that he knew I was recording at the time. Daniel Chavetta's own deranged emails that he sent to my neighborhood, he said in writing, to act insane and to make me as uncomfortable as legally possible. Those were his words that he sent to my neighborhood and to my HOA board. Chavetta told my HOA that he intended to be annoying to the neighborhood and that he would not play by the rules. He said, and I quote, that my neighborhood was nearly collateral. He even ranted about Trump at one point and said that he would bring some lovely signs to my neighborhood. Stacy Chavetta, do these yellow one-sided signs reflect your yellow one-sided beliefs, or just your campaign manager, treasurer, and husband? Because Daniel he mentioned you many times in his written messages to my neighborhood, and you put him on all of your campaign materials that you mailed to my home and put on my door. So you two are very much in the same political boat here in Merriam, and he has done something very annoying and disrespectful to my community. Your campaign was funded, and these plastic little signs were probably funded by donations made to you by Ward 4 members before he put the sticker on them, in hopes to support you and to support our ward, not to be used against your own constituents. You have betrayed your ward by allowing this to happen, and you lost supporters last week. I hope you know that. Labeling disagreement as extremism is desperate. Going door to door and dropping off these leaflets to stir resentment and hatred in your ward is desperate. Sticking signs on private property without the consent of the homeowners is deplorable, and that happened here in Merriam, Kansas, under your watch and your name. I realized Chavetta's rambling emails were more than idle threats when a neighbor called me on Saturday to give me a sign that Daniel had placed in his lawn and ran away without even knocking. If Chavetta had done this to me, I wonder how many other constituents you have harassed into silence. How many of your own campaign signs the last time you were on a ballot were fraudulently placed in the yards of people who didn't even know they were there? Democracy is dialogue. Do you remember that? Were you paying attention in 2021 when I applied for this position that you have today? Silencing speech, whether by shackling a Navy veteran for his message or tattling to my HOA board, is immoral, illegal, and ineffective. You will not silence me. You represent me and my neighbors, Stacy. That's what you signed up for. If you don't want to do that anymore, there are plenty of empty seats behind me. It is not your role to change your constituents' minds or to plaster the city with signs, with signs maligning them, like this one. And I will not let your husband bully me into being more normal. Also his words. That's how he put it when he stood before me on Wed Place that Sunday afternoon, wearing his gay rainbow equality shirt and telling me to be more normal. Like that's an inclusive message. He threatened my neighborhood to come and act insane, and he certainly did. Shame on you both. You've betrayed your office, your oath, this city, and Ward 4 with these childish and intolerant actions. Now, to borrow some words from Aaron Simmons, a good citizen gives options, so I'll give you 3. Apologize tonight, after I sit down, not to me, but to the neighborhood and to the community at large for this behavior. 2, you could accept a censure from your fellow councilman for violating Merriam Ethical Code, Section 2-197, subsection 4, or you can apologize later after you've resigned. Good night, good luck, and thank you for the dedication and service that you have provided to Miriam in past years before flushing it down the drain with this.
Chair, you go. Before you close, can I have a minute? Sure.
And then next we'll go up to Jackson County for a visit with the Jackson County Citizen broadcaster. And this is the meeting that occurred in Jackson County where Steve Willits is questioning some of the rules.
I sent an email to Kate Friday afternoon before I asked her to attend, but we got the wrong email address. I sent it to Kate.nshoe instead of KNShoe. Well, she usually looked pretty good about replying. She did reply, so much saw earlier this morning in your session. And I just wanted to address the point that, by the way, I did apply for the vacancy, but she didn't get it from you. I'll send her the correct email address. But I wanted to remind the county that KSA 12-744, paragraph A states, the majority of the members of the County Planning Commission shall reside outside the corporate limits of any incorporated city in the county. He's probably aware of that. I'm just setting the ground. So I look at the constituency of the current commission, and Pruitt, Phillips, and Kennedy are all outside the city limits. Wade, Weimer, and Abernathy are in the city limits. So it's 3-3 with 3 vacancies. Now, I remember a few months ago, there was some entertaining meetings, for lack of a better word, where 2 guys from Lawrence came over here and caused a lot of grief. You know, I don't know what their purpose was. I just knew the gentleman through attending these meetings like him. But they were told that they could not speak in front of this commission because they were not tax-paying citizens of Jackson County. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In our rules.
Good. I'm glad. So, if non-tax-paying citizens cannot speak because they have no interest in the development or whatever Jackson County is doing, because they're not a tax-paying citizen, then how is it that we can have a planning member sitting on a board when he's not a tax-paying citizen? I'm just curious. Does Chris Abernathy does not own any property or pay taxes in Jackson County? He rents property on 510 Vermont from Todd and Jacqueline Kyle. And really shouldn't be allowed to have a seat on the board because he's not a tax-paying citizen. I was just curious.
Is he a citizen of Jackson County?
Is he a tax-paying
Is
citizen?
he a citizen? I'm not going to get into a big debate. You're asking me a simple question.
Well, I guess he rents property, but
Is he a citizen of Jackson County?
assume so.
Well, I would not assume so. If he's living in the county,
Right.
he's a resident of Jackson County.
Right.
So for the planning board, no step.
Okay. All right.
My opinion.
Yeah. I never looked up the requirements for membership or being a taxpayer or just a plain citizen. I'm not arguing the point, but I just thought it was kind of a ground rule if a person couldn't speak in this meeting because they're not a taxpaying citizen. Then after this, any person said,
Well,
oh,
I'll just sure. And I'm just going to say my personal opinion right now. Okay.
mhm.
I don't need to hear the kind of stuff That was coming from the two gentlemen that you're referring to. Okay?
Okay, man.
Okay? I mean, I'm just putting that out there plain, pure, and simple. I don't need to hear that. If all they're gonna come in here and do is curse at us and tell us how stupid we are, I don't need to hear it. I already know how stupid I am. I don't need to hear it from them.
Yeah.
If they're not gonna be a productive member of society, I don't want to hear it.
Right. Okay, well, I assume everybody else agrees the same. Okay, that's fine. Well, I just want to bring it in, to your attention for consideration. You know, I think anybody involved in developing Jackson County should have a stakeholder's interest in being a property owner or a taxpaying citizen of the county. That's my personal opinion. Because when you make an investment and buy property, you have a commitment in your own resources. You know, so it gives you a stronger voice than somebody who's renting. And 2 months from now, we could be in Missouri. You know, they don't have that same long-term interest for people like us with a taxpaying citizen.
I would advise if you have taken them down bylaws, let's just settle this, if the bylaws don't indicate.
That's fine. Can you get Katie called?
We can move ahead, because I don't want to continue the conversation that with,
You can take it back, trouble. If you want, just try this kind of fun. I just
Get it all straightened out right now.
Yeah.
And what you just said is kind of ludicrous, because if somebody moves out of the county, don't care if they're rent, bought, whatever, then they wouldn't be eligible to be a member of the planning commission anyway.
make sure she brings her probably the mind.
So let's take the other side of it. What if they owned the property in Jackson County but lived in Loveland, Colorado? Here they be sitting on the border? No,
Again,
they're paying taxes.
Mr. Chair, until
Let's
we
get
get
this,
decided.
I mean, my opinion, that's my opinion is no.
Yeah.
Let's get this settled. I'm not sure what it was down. We'll get it handled, we'll get it settled.
I'm not sure they're addressed with the bylaws, but I haven't looked into the Kansas statutes either.
And we could get, yeah, we can get the planning commission to, sure, just survive.
I can't hide.